I welcome you to this session of ISO 19011-2018, and today we are going to talk about clause number 6.3.2.2, audit planning details. So this clause will talk about the details of the audit planning, and we have to consider the various aspects according to the details given in this particular clause. Now there are total 8 points, and the opening sentence says that the scale and content of the audit planning can differ, for example, between initial and subsequent audits, as well as between internal and external audits. Audit planning should be sufficiently flexible to permit changes which can become necessary as the audit activities progress. And there are total 8 points in this, A, B, C, D going up to H. And A is the audit objective. That's the very first thing. What is the objective of carrying out this particular audit? Whether it's an initial audit or a subsequent audit or a certification audit, what kind of audit for follow-up audit. So what kind of audit it is? It will depend, the planning will depend on that. And number B is the audit scope, including the identification of the organization and its functions, as well as processes to be audited. So what processes are to be audited? Well, the entire program will depend on that. The planning will depend on that. And then the audit criteria and any reference documents information, documented information. That means any records available and the audit criteria which is decided for carrying out a particular audit. And then D says the locations, physical and virtual, dates expected, time and duration of the audit, activities to be conducted, including meetings and the auditee with the auditee's management. That means regular meetings are expected to be conducted as and when necessary with the auditee management by the audit team. So audit team leader has to take this initiative and conduct the meetings according to the necessity. And then the next is the locations, physical and virtual, dates, expected time and duration of the audit activities to be conducted, including meetings with the auditee management. So that is D. And E is the need for the audit team to familiarize themselves with the auditee's facilities and processes. For example, by conducting a tour of physical locations or reviewing the information of and the communication technology. So whatever is the situation, according to that, they have to conduct a review of the entire physical position so that the audit can be conducted efficiently and effectively. And that is why this need for the audit team to familiarize themselves with the auditee's facilities and processes, and this is happening by conducting the meetings at physical locations and reviewing the information and communication technology used. The audit methods to be used, including the extent to which the audit sampling is needed to obtain the sufficient audit evidence. So audit methods, what audit methods have got to be used, how the audit will be conducted, whether one-to-one person or with the sectional heads, or how the audit will be conducted. So that has to be made clear. And then the roles and responsibilities of the audit team members, as well as the guides and observers or the interpreters, they have got to be clear so that everybody knows what they are supposed to do and what are their duties. And finally, last point is the allocation of appropriate resources based upon consideration of the risks and opportunities related to the activities that you are auditing or that are being audited. So audit planning should take into account, as appropriate, identification of the auditee representatives for the audit. So identification of the auditee's representatives for the audit, that has to be clear to the audit team. So who is going to represent the auditee team, that the auditor should know, and the team leader should be clear about it, the audit team leader. The working and reporting language of the audit, where this is different from the language of the auditor or the auditee or both, whether they all agree for the audit to be conducted in a particular language, for example English, which is widely understood by everybody in India. So that is how it is to be done. Then the audit report topics, what reports have got to be generated, and whether it is going to be the reason for the non-conformity or also the corrective action and the correction, what is to be done. All that, if that is to be included in the audit, then it should be clear in the format itself. So the audit report topics have got to be clear. And logistics and communication arrangement, including a specific arrangement for the locations to be audited, that has to be clearly known by the audit team leader, so that accordingly he can guide the audit team and if necessary take the team to the specific locations where the audit has to happen. The specific actions to address the risks to achieve the audit objectives and the opportunities arising, that has to be seen by the audit team leader. And matters related to confidentiality and information security, so this has to be ensured by the audit team leader, because confidentiality has to be maintained and information security has to be there. Any follow-up actions from the previous audit or other sources, lessons like lessons learned, project any project reactions or anything, that has to be taken into account. And any follow-up activities to be to the planned audit, that has to be taken into consideration, and the coordination with the other team activities in case of a joint audit. Suppose it's a certification audit plus the audit carried out by an outside agency, then accordingly the audit team leader has to understand the entire situation and carry out the follow-up. Okay, now we go to the next point. The audit plans should be present it to the auditee, and this has to be done by the audit team leader. Any issues with the audit plans should be discussed between the audit team leader and the auditee, and if necessary, any changes required have to be made, and that should be agreed to by the audit team leader as well as the auditee, so that the audit can proceed in a practical manner. So this is all in this clause number 6.3.2.2, audit planning details. I hope you have understood the clause well. If you are liking my videos, please give me a thumbs up, give me a like, and also share my videos with your friends and colleagues. And the advantage will be that they will be able to share the knowledge or the exchange of knowledge which is taking place between us, and this will be to their advantage. And finally, but not the least, please do not forget to subscribe to my channel and also press the bell icon, so that as and when I load my video, the information will reach you without any delay. You will be able to see my videos. So thank you very much, and we shall be meeting again on next Sunday to discuss the next clause. Thank you very much for watching my videos. Bye bye, and see you again.